Welcome back, YouTube. Baylor Mage here. And yesterday we started leveling a Ngamahu Cyclone Chieftain. I know a lot of people have been doing Cyclone this league, but before this league, Ngamahu was always my absolute favorite way to do Cyclone, and I just wanted to see how it held up. So the idea of Ngamahu, if nobody has used it before, is 20% chance to trigger level 16 Molten Burst on melee hit. So anytime you hit anything, there's a 20% chance to cast Molten Burst, which is basically, or attack with Molten Burst, which is basically like a Molten Strike. Like it's little fireballs that come out, you will see them. This attack is supported by everything in the weapon and doesn't require it to be linked. So for a very long time, it's been my favorite way to do Cyclone. So we've got elemental damage with attacks, fire penetration, greater multiple projectiles, elemental focused, vicious projectiles, and added fire. A lot of people use Conk instead of added fire, but I just don't like Conk. For now, I have my Cyclone in a 5-link, just faster attacks, Ink AoE, Cyclone, Fortify, and Combustion to lower their fire res some more. I've gone with Ink AoE over the new one that I can't remember the name of right now, because it slows down my attack speed, and I need to attack very often to trigger the bursts. Unfortunately, I don't know right now whether it is actually any better at all than just doing a Fizz Cyclone build. It's okay, and it's very, very cheap, and it's certainly a good way to start a Cyclone build, because it just requires nothing. You don't need to get a 6-link. You can run your actual Cyclone, can run on a 4-link, and Ngamahu will still do all the damage. You can see all the little fireballs dropping everywhere. The main issue I'm having right now is I'm not sure whether it's going to hold up compared to just a Fizz Cyclone build. Like if I just respect into a Fizz build, I would probably do better. So I don't know, we're gonna keep playing with it some more, because Ngamahu Chieftain should be very, very, very tanky. There's a lot of regen per endurance charge now in Chieftain and on the tree. Chieftain gets its extra endurance charge, and I plan on picking up all of them from the tree. So the idea was that this guy would be so very tanky, but it may end up just being a little bit too slow for my liking. You can see the damage is really good though. So it's mostly just it moves a little slower than I'd like, and it doesn't have the area scaling that I'd like. And I will get to why in a second, but I will definitely keep working on this today and see if I can get it to a nice, fun, acceptable area. And if I can't, I will figure out something else to do with this character. But yeah, so we're only up to Blood Aqueducts. We just hit level 79. No, not 79, 69. And with a massive shrine, this is the area I would be happy with. If I could get up to this area, oof, I would be so happy. And so let's go over the tree real quick. So the reason why it's not scaling quite as well as I would like is that I have to be all the way down here for point blank, because the Ngamahu balls are projectiles. So there's a 50% more damage multiplier for that. I'll be taking this really soon to apply my strength. Physical damage from strength applies to projectiles. So we'll be getting that. And I have to be all the way up here at Elemental Overload, which is a very long trip, considering this is the highest point I would have to be at if I wasn't going there. Devotion and this endurance charge is all I would have to come to. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 travel nodes. Eventually I might come through here and respec those 2 points to these 2 points just because it looks nicer, but it's still a bunch of travel to get up to EO. So that's why my tree looks a little bit stretched thin. There's a bit of a skill grimmage going on here. And that's what makes me think it might just be better to go with a different weapon and a pure Fizz Cyclone. For now, we have taken the 50% converted to fire node because the Ngamahu converts the other 50%, so we are all fire. And we've taken this one so that when I go to re-gear, I can gear around having that 100 fire res, because that makes gearing very, very easy. I plan on taking the endurance charge, damage, and extra endurance charge and regen. And you'll also notice there's another 0.2 regen there, and there's another 0.2 regen here, and eventually I will pop down into this one for another 0.2 regen there. So between all of those and at least one Combs Way or Combs Sign, whichever the upgraded version is, between all of those, we're going to have 8 endurance charges, maybe 9 if I can fit in 2 of the rings, with a lot of regen involved. And then anytime you take a fire hit, 50% increased life recovery rate, which counts for leech and regen. And 10% of fizz taken as fire, which means we get any fizz hit or any fire hit. We'll do it. So ideally it'll be very, very tanky. I'm happy with how tanky it's going to be. I'm just concerned that it won't be quite as good as the fizz scaling ones. But if that is the case, I will just become something else. I don't know what else. I might try Tech Slam, or I might respec it into a different ascendancy. Eventually I plan on taking this one as well. This is a really, really nice wheel. We'll travel over the top here probably instead of these. I don't know. We'll get them one way or another. I will link a path of building link to how this character currently is, just so that people can look at it. I would be interested to hear from anyone who's actually done an Ngamahu build this league and how they thought it went, and perhaps if your tree looks significantly different from mine. Because I'm a bit iffy as to if it's going to scale enough to go and do red maps. So I would love to hear if anyone has played this, because I already know pure Fizz Cyclones do really, really well. But yeah, just a bit on this one right now. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm Bellamage. I will see everybody later.